Other techniques on stress management: meditation, biofeedback, exercise, and so forth. I think they're good. Do you know what I think the greatest stress management idea is? Meaning, purpose, contribution. A life that turns you on, work that turns you on, a cause that turns you on. Study Hans Selye's works. The importance of having meaningful projects and contributions. To never retire to leisure. To retire to projects that are meaningful, that excite you, that contribute, that add value, that make a difference. Let's look at the mental. The very fact that you would come here and really attend to this work and will be willing to participate. One classified it as like a drink from a fire hose. But it may stimulate you to get into other areas and to trigger off a great effort to keep your mind vital and alert and alive. Get back to reading. Give yourself the challenge of a book a month, then a book a week. Then learn to read conceptually and rapidly. And you can go through many books very rapidly and get the gist of it. Reading groups, discussion groups, study groups, taking classes at the university, correspondence courses, coming to seminar days like this. Anything to keep your mind vital and active and alert, challenged. See, that's all part of it. Then learn in your planning to visualize, to begin with the end in mind, to see it clearly, to use your imagination. See, all of that becomes part of this mental exercise. Spiritually, it's a very private area. People do it in their own way. But basically it means renew yourself in your value system, in what you deeply, deeply value, what you treasure, what you believe in. Work on this mission statement. Work diligently on it until it's crystallized and settled. Then go back to it. Keep looking at it. Try to make it made of principles that are timeless, see. And in some way you want to get them into your nature regularly so that you are sharpening the saw by renewing your commitment, your vows, your covenants, whatever is important and sacred to you. Get into the literature that inspires you. Give you a sense of reaching on a higher level, see, of contributing, of making a difference. What about the education of the conscience? Until it's very sensitive, extremely open, very influenceable, so that the moral sense is deep and you can instantly detect when you're going awry from it. Try to live by your conscience day in and day out, to be courageous in the hard moments. All of that is part of this spiritual sharpening the saw. As I mentioned, people do it all differently because it's so private. For myself, I have a life cycle. I get up early. I don't like getting up that early. In fact, it's miserable. But I've learned that if I can be strong in just about 3 or 4 hard moments, everything else is a piece of cake. And one of those hard moments is getting up early and getting on that life cycle and then just start pedaling. I hate biking, really. But you know why I like it? Because I can read. I used to run till I messed up my knees. I really had more enjoyment in the activity itself of running. But I can read with the bike. So I have a whole library right behind my bike. I train myself to go through 3, 4, 5 books a week. So from 5:30 to 6:30 every morning. To me, it's the daily private victory. Now that may not fit your schedule or your approach. But think about, what is it that you can do to win the private victory so that you're strong in the hard moments and you nurture yourself and develop your mind and your conscience, see, before you even encounter life, before you even encounter other people. Some people do it later in the day. The logistics is always different for different people, and the methods, the approaches. Now what we're doing is looking at how the private victory through this sharpening the saw, physically, mentally, spiritually, helps to produce the public victories, that is, in our relationship with others. And this is where habits 4, 5, and 6 are involved. 4, 5, and 6 is the essence of sharpening the saw in the public victory, socially. I call it the social and emotional dimension. Social means your relationship with others. Emotional means your relationship with yourself. One of the most powerful action steps you can take after today is to begin the process of rebuilding a broken relationship you care about. Particularly reach out to touch the one that tests you the most. Rebuild the one relationship you care enormously about, but which is strained, which has been wounded. Dag Hammarskjöld put it this way: it is more noble to give yourself completely to one individual than to labor diligently for the salvation of the masses. In other words, you can be very dedicated for many causes out there, worthy causes, projects, business activities, 10, 12, 14 hours a day, 6, 7 days a week, and not have a meaningful relationship with your own teenage son. And that will eat at you. You know it. It weakens your fiber, your will. What's it all about, see? What am I working so hard for? I had a friend of mine who just beside himself because his boy was so rebellious, unappreciative. I said to him,